Hi, this is Matt Clark. So in this video, we're going to talk about formatting your book for Kindle. So here are a few essentials that you need to have whenever you're formatting your book. You need to have a title page. This is basically just going to be a big, bold title of your book and your author name right below that. You're going to have a copyright page. If you don't know what text to put here, just copy one from another book basically and change out your title. Table of contents, you're going to want a table of contents for your book so people can jump around and see what's going on with the rest of your book. And you're going to want an introduction, like I said in the writing video. Ideally you would have written this yourself because it's a good hard-hitting introduction that really makes people think that this book is going to be good. You're going to want a call to action. Now that could be just getting people to download your other Kindle books. That could be getting people to your website to sign up for a lead form, basically giving them some other free stuff or whatever your call to action is. But these are basically the essentials. Title page, copyright page, table of contents, introduction, and call to action. And you obviously want the body content of your book. So I'm going to show you a few different tools that you can use to basically for formatting your book and for more information. But at first I just wanted to show you a few snapshots from the few different Kindle devices, one being the regular one, the black and white one, and the Kindle Fire, just so you can get a real visual idea of what the different formatting looks like on there. So the first image I have up here is from the Kindle Fire. This is just a snapshot I took of this with my camera, and basically it just shows you a page of the Angry Birds game. I just want to show you what these sort of really nice, high-quality images, they're actually snapshots from the game apparently, what they're doing for this book. It makes it really good. This book is absolutely crushing it, mainly because of what's it about, the extremely popular game. But I mean, these images definitely help. They look really nice, and there's something good to know. And so, but just to let you know that if you're adding these nice, colorful images, this is the Kindle Fire. Here's what they'll look like on the regular device. Not quite as fancy. This is the black and white device. Does not look quite as good. They're not quite as clear. You can't really tell as easily what's going on here. So that's just good to know. When you're adding images, not everyone's going to see the nice, colorful image you're seeing on your computer. Another thing to note is that if you've bought or listened to any of the other Kindle or any other products I'm selling on Amazon, especially Kindle products out there, the information products, a lot of them are a little bit older, and they'll say, oh, you shouldn't add color images. They should all be black and white. Because this is the device that they're talking about, especially if it's an older information product. They're talking about this old device that's black and white. So this is a picture of lamb chops. Not that good, for a recipe book. But if someone was to listen to this person and only use black and white images, here's what they would be missing out on. Here's that same image on the Kindle Fire. Now that looks really good. Not just appetizing. I'm talking about the actual quality of the image looks really good. It's really helping sort of establish the credibility and quality of this book overall by having these really good images in there. So this is what people with the Kindle Fire will be seeing with this. So that's good to know that if you're selling any sort of if you're writing any kind of book that requires or that lends itself to visual representation, recipes books are a great example. This is something to note, that if you have extremely good high quality images in there, they're going to look great on the Kindle Fire and Kindle for PC. And here's just a snapshot of a bit of content. As you can see, this person used red in the titles for the letter or for the numbered items. They used red and they used bold below that. I just thought this looked really good as far as the formatting. The spacing's good, and I like how they actually did use the red and the black. So you don't have to go all black and white. Everything's moving towards people reading these things on Kindle Fires, on iPads, iPhones, on Kindle for PC. So don't be afraid to use color. So here's just a few examples. Now I'm going to show you those other resources and tools you can use for additional formatting information and to make formatting extremely easy. So here we are at Amazon's Kindle formatting guide. To get to this, all you have to do is search on Google for Amazon Kindle formatting, and this will likely be the first result that pops up. This basically goes through pretty much everything you need to know in step-by-step guide, which is why I'm not sort of regurgitating all this for you. But I'm just going to walk you through a few things here. File format, they recommend working your book in Word, creating it in Word basically, and then save your content as a doc or .doc. Don't save it as docx for whatever reason, the new version of Word, for whatever reason they can't handle that as well. You can use tables, layout. It says use indentations, bold characters, italics, and headings. They translate well into Kindle books. However, bullet points, special fonts, headers, and footers will not be transferred. So you'll be sure to avoid those. So that's good to know. Enter a page break at the end of every chapter to prevent the text from running together. So that's good to note. Image placement, the images need to be JPEG. Spell check and grammar, that's pretty obvious. And title page, they recommend having the title and then the author, then a page break, copyright page, etc. And then for another thing good to note is the entering an active table of contents. It says page numbers don't really apply, so you don't really need to worry about that because the Kindle devices, they're all different sizes, so they're all going to have different page numbers. But you can still use a Microsoft Word built-in table of contents so that people can actually click on that and navigate to the other parts of your book. Some people, you'll see bad reviews of other books because they don't have an active table of contents, so that's something good to know, and that's something people are expecting now. Guide items, this is whenever you're using a Kindle device or looking at a book on Amazon, that it'll allow you to jump straight to the cover, jump to the beginning, jump to the table of contents. This is how you do it. In Microsoft Word, basically all you need to do is go to Insert, Bookmark. Once you have your cursor basically on the cover image, insert bookmark, and then call the bookmark cover. You can place wherever you want people to jump to at the beginning. A good place to use for the beginning is right where you link to your other books, so that's the first thing people see. Insert bookmark, call it start. Same thing with table of contents. And then they basically say it's best to save it as a filtered HTML. So you're going to have your .doc on your computer, but then you're going to save it again as filtered HTML. Then you can use that for basically uploading to Amazon. So here's a tool that a lot of people recommend, Mobi Pocket. Basically this will just pretty much help you create your ebook in the format that it needs to be in. So this is one tool you can use. It's a desktop application you can download. If you really want to get crazy with formatting for ebooks, you can look up Smashwords Style Guide. You just look up this right here on Google and you'll be able to find this, and this has a ton of different information. It gets a little advanced. You don't really need a lot of this stuff, but it's out there. One good tool that you can download for your computer if you don't have a Kindle, or if you just want to use this before you actually upload books to Kindle, is the Kindle Previewer. This is another desktop application that you can basically download and view what your Kindle book will look like before you actually upload it. So this is a good tool to use and something to check out, so you can use it before you actually upload your books and don't have to go back and change them after you check them out on a Kindle device. Now, if you want to make formatting extremely easy and you have $5, you can go back to Fiverr, Fiverr.com. The search bar is over here, but I just searched for Kindle format and sorted by ratings. These are the top rated people who do Kindle formatting. I will convert your Word doc into Kindle format for $5. Convert your book or Word document in ebook format for Kindle or Nook for $5, etc., etc. If you don't want to have to think about it and you want it to look good and without having to worry about it at all, you can just pay these people $5. So, you can basically do a lot of things with formatting your books for Kindle. You need to pay attention to images. If you're using if you're writing a book that requires a lot of visual representation or can be greatly benefited by it, you're going to want to make sure that you have very high quality images in there that look good, because when people are reading this on any device, basically other than the old Kindle, that's going to show up and it's going to make a difference. So that's one thing to think about. The other things is using bold and different colors for headings to make things stand out. You want to use a consistent font face. You don't want to be jumping different fonts throughout your book. It doesn't look good on an ebook any more than it does on a website. So those are a few things to take into consideration, and hopefully these other resources will provide you everything you need. So that's basically it. I mean, formatting for Kindle is fairly basic. As long as you follow these few guidelines, and you should be good to go, and your book can look great on Kindle. And if it doesn't, you can always change it and re-upload it.